What if a plane was built to go faster than a bullet, but couldn't even land safely? Welcome to the story of the MiG-25 Foxbat. This Soviet jet could fly at Mach 2.8, over 2,000 miles per hour. It was designed to outrun any missile in the sky. But what you might not know is that only 20 pilots ever mastered landing it without crashing. Today, we're diving deep into the MiG-25, from its origins to its legacy. In the 1960s, the Soviet Union faced a growing threat from high-speed reconnaissance planes like the U-2 and State Route 71 Blackbird. The Soviet Air Forces needed a jet that could intercept these planes at extreme altitudes and speeds. In 1964, the Mikoyan-Gurevich Design Bureau was tasked with building it. The project was given the highest priority, and the nickname Foxbat. It was to be a supersonic, high-altitude interceptor with a range of over 1,000 miles. The Cold War was at its peak, and the MiG-25 was meant to be a symbol of Soviet technological superiority, a jet that could outfly any Western aircraft. The project was backed by the Soviet leadership, including Premier Leonid Brezhnev, who saw it as a way to counter American air power. But turning this idea into reality would prove far harder than anyone imagined. The MiG-25's speed came at a cost. At Mach 2.8, the jet's skin would heat up to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to melt aluminum. To handle the heat, the Soviets used a special alloy, but it was brittle and prone to cracking. Engineers had to redesign the entire airframe multiple times. The project was plagued by delays. Originally scheduled for 1966, the first prototype didn't fly until 1969, 3 years behind schedule. The budget ballooned from 100 million to over 300 million rubles, a staggering sum for the Soviet economy at the time. During testing, the jet's landing gear failed on multiple occasions. Pilots reported that the plane felt like it was about to fall apart during descent. After years of development, it was finally time to prove itself. The MiG-25 entered service in 1970. It could fly at 37,000 feet, higher than most commercial jets, and had a range of over 1,000 miles. Its speed and altitude made it a formidable opponent. Western intelligence agencies were stunned when they first saw it in action. The MiG-25 was deployed to frontline units in Siberia and Eastern Europe. It was a key part of the Soviet air defense system during the Cold War. Pilots found it difficult to handle. The plane was so fast and powerful that it required special training, and even then, landing it was a challenge. The MiG-25 replaced older interceptors like the MiG-21, but it was far more expensive to operate and maintain. But the real test was yet to come. In 1976, a Soviet pilot named Viktor Belenko defected to Japan, and he brought a MiG-25 with him. The Soviets had designed the plane to burn up in the atmosphere if captured, but Belenko managed to land it safely in Hokkaido. The jet was studied for years by Western intelligence. It revealed that the MiG-25 was not as advanced as it seemed, it used off-the-shelf components and had major limitations. Despite its flaws, the MiG-25 was a Cold War legend. It was used in conflicts from the Yom Kippur War to the Soviet-Afghan War. In one famous engagement, a MiG-25 intercepted a U.S. reconnaissance plane over the Persian Gulf, and forced it to turn back. So what's the lasting impact of the MiG-25 Foxbat? The MiG-25 influenced the design of future interceptors and reconnaissance planes. Its speed and altitude capabilities set new standards for military aviation. Though it was retired from Soviet service in the 1990s, the MiG-25 is still in use in several countries, including India and Syria. The MiG-25 became a symbol of Cold War engineering, a jet that pushed the limits of speed and technology. And scientists still can't explain why it was so difficult to land, even after decades of study. The MiG-25 Foxbat was a jet that broke every rule, and that's why it's still remembered today. Which military subject should we deep dive next? Comment below and subscribe for more.